Yeah, you'll need to click on that message. Okay. 1 second. Good. Feedback, please. You'll have to unmute yourselves to do that. Anybody have some feedback for Sheila?
Beautiful fluids, the arms, the body. It's just beautiful. And I love the blue, the effect of the blue.
Yeah, you have an overall blue light as well as your finger lights, right, Sheila?
Yes.
You don't have to turn your cameras on if you want to comment. You can just comment if you like. Jennifer?
For me, I liked the beginning where she started closed and then open like the wings of a dove. And I also liked the end. And I agree with the person before who talked about the fluidity of the movement. But the beginning and the end were particularly powerful for me.
Nice. Vicki, did you have something to comment?
I love the essence of it.
Can you be more specific about that? What was it you loved?
I feel like when you drop into the essence of what you're trying to express, it isn't so much about the words, but a feeling state. So I had a feeling from it.
That's brilliant. Someone else?
I felt peaceful. I felt the peace.
That's wonderful. Can't do better than that, Sheila.
Yeah, well, I've finally figured out my message.
Yeah.
The
Well-
message, peace comes after. Peace is the opposite, is in opposition to terror and terrible. And so you start with that and then hopefully you get to peace.
Yeah, that's one route.
Yeah.
That's one route and really, really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I like the change to the white ball. If it's a white ball or whatever it is you're using, I like that change.
Oh, you because you're using the orb?
Oh, the orb. Yeah. I like that change. But I also just love the fluidity, like just moving it from point A to point B, and it never stopped. But yet it was in this nice slow motion. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that was really, really beautiful Butoh flow. Yeah.
I think it helped that you started sitting.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear what you said, whoever that was.
Oh, he liked how I started sitting.
Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, that was part of the fact that you went from closed to open
Yeah.
so dramatically. Okay, good work.
Yeah,
We're going to go on to Hope. And that's Debbie Donaldson for the very first day of Hope.
Thank you, Vicki.
It says my internet is unstable, so hopefully it works.
Fingers crossed, sweetie. Oop, you're frozen right now. There you go. Okay, let's dance while you've got the internet. You did freeze occasionally, Deb, but we got, I think, most of the dance. Anyone wish to comment?
I have to say, yes, even with the frozen moments, your opening stance was like so powerful. And I'm not even sure if you were just holding it a long time or if it was frozen, but it was just, it was beautiful. And I love that you and Sheila have the full body dance. I don't know. I really just enjoyed watching, I have to say. It was very moving. Your posturing, the turning around, the whole engagement was
Yeah.
very nice. Thank you.
I believe that slow beginning is what I was talking about with breath. And I agree, I think it's very powerful too. Someone else?
I loved your arms, the beautiful flow and making use of the space around you. Thought that was great.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, I would encourage you, especially those who were not here on Tuesday. I asked everyone to find someone to dance for, someone living or dead, someone you knew or someone you think of, and direct your dance to that person as a gift. I know Debbie was still doing that, but I realized that we have some people here who were not here on Tuesday, and I wanted to add that layer to the dance. Anyone else? Okay, let's go on to the second day of peace. Or sorry, hope. Which is Pat Fisher. Okay, ready, Pat? Here we go. Comments, please.
I love your smile, Pat. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, let's not forget that facial expressions should play a part in this dance. It's not only your body. What you feel can be reflected in your face. Someone else?
I felt Pat really relaxed me, and I want to say the word serene, but it felt so relaxing to watch you move. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I also loved your smile, and I loved the way you looked at the lights in your hands. I think I'm gonna like steal that move from you. And the way the lights reflected on the white behind you, that was very cool. Yeah, it was really another very nice.
Yeah, that worked well. And Pat, you are doing what I was going to ask everyone to do by Tuesday, which is you've built a shape into your dance already. There's a definite journey from the beginning to the end. The end is really someone else? Okay. Let's go on to Terry, who has the last day, no, the next to last day of hope, the 6th day of hope. If I ever play the wrong music, I trust that you guys will yell at me, you know, because I'm juggling here. Okay, here we go. Wonderful. I don't know if you're aware, but you'll be able to see on the video, Terry, how the light played behind you. Someone
Okay.
else?
I just want to say that I thought you had the wrong music because you said, let me know if you played the wrong music. And all of a sudden I went, is that my music? So my first move was a little panicky.
Didn't feel like it. You used your breath well, I thought.
Thank you.
Yeah. Someone else?
Yeah, I thought I saw you as a flower, Terry, unfolding. It was very lovely, and it was beautiful. The music, when I start to hear that music, it just makes me smile. So I guess it must make you smile too, and you know, just keep smiling, and it's very hopeful.
Yeah.
I
This was,
like
oh, sorry, Pat, please go on.
I like your background very much. And your position in it, the dark and the light. It's a very effective
Mm.
part of your dance.
And this was hope as discovery, I thought. Which is a wonderful thing to discover, and a very interesting take on hope. Anyone else?
Marilyn, when I went out to the cemetery on when on an anniversary of my husband's passing, I looked up and saw a bald eagle fly overhead. And I kept thinking about that, and that inspired me to think of my husband and that wonderful bird flying over us. So
This is really interesting. There's an ancient British tradition that when a good man dies, swans will fly over. And someone else was saying to me today that some other bird had flown over as someone was passing. Yeah, there seems to be something about that that goes with taking wing in one way or another. That's beautiful, Terry. Are you dancing it for him?
Yeah.
Good.
Trying to. I got to put another picture in here of him.
You can hold it up if you want.
Thank you. I don't have it in here. It's in the other room.
Okay. All right. Let me just make sure I'm doing this right. I think. Hang on. Okay, we're going on to Joy now. And the third day of Joy is Jennifer. Let me get the music queued up. There we go. Give me a wave, Jennifer, and I will start the music. Okay, here we go. Okay. Comments, please.
Just a technical question. I thought we were using red lights for Joy, so I need to rechange what I'm doing if that's not the case.
Red lights are really for love, but if you want to have red lights in Joy, I'm going to be flexible on that.
Okay.
So whatever works for you, Trisha, you do it that way.
Okay, well, I connected with the red for Joy, but I can change. I'll use them today because I'm already.
See what you think. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. That was lovely to watch your expansion of the Joy. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah. Just one thought, Jennifer. It wasn't until you usually are extremely engaged full body, but your torso didn't move from frontal until your head did, but not your torso until just about the end. Was that intentional? Wait, you're muted, sweetie.
Yeah, actually, can you hear me now? Yeah, I'm actually trying that because when I watched it, I went out of screen. So basically what I'm doing, I'm sitting on a high chair in the middle. And so that I know that I tend to move a lot. And so then I know I can't go out of screen. But if that is too static, I guess I can get back on my feet.
It just, it didn't look as much like you because the whole body wasn't engaged. See what you think. It's a perfectly legitimate technique. But the other possibility would be to move backward from the camera a bit so that more of you could show even if you do turn.
There's not a lot further that I can go without.
I see. Okay. Here we hit the limitations of Zoom. Someone else comment?
Jennifer, it's Deb. That was my song last year. And so I loved it when you reached out with the music because I thought, oh, that's what I did. But it just feels that you need to reach for that joy, right? You just need to keep reaching for it. And so, no, I loved it. You did a great job. But I agree. It didn't seem like you as much.
So the consensus is like stand so that I can move my body more places. Yeah.
Because that's how I mean, that's your movement signature. You move from the heels of your feet to the top of your head. You always do. And it's very powerful and very Jennifer. But if you choose to change that for an effect, it's perfectly legitimate.
Okay, I'll give it some thought. Thank you.
Mhm.
I felt that you were on a journey. You know, I kind of felt the beginning and a middle and an end. Was that what you were doing? Did you have
Well, yeah, I was, yeah. That based on what Marlon was saying, I did have a path,
Okay.
but yeah.
Yeah, I love your facial. I always love your facial expression.
Yes,
So much
me too.
joy.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Let's do the 5th day of joy, which is Gina. Make sure you're framed the way you want to be, Gina, because right now above your nose, we're not seeing you. Ah, here we go. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. Comments, please.
Yes. Oh, Gina, you came so much from the inside. The joy was deep. Rather than
Great
bubbly,
comment.
bubbly, there was just a deeper, more joy that came through
Oh,
that
good.
I just loved.
Thank you.
Sure.
I think you had someone very specific in mind that you were dancing for, did you?
I did.
Yeah, it really adds a vivid focus to the dance. Someone else?
You know, I know it was a small movement when you swirled around, but it just caught me. It went right to my heart. It was like, whoa. I don't know why, but just in that moment when you swirled, it was like, oh, okay.
There was a big release there. Yeah, from you and from us. Anyone else?
Yeah, that was a beautiful, yeah, the catching. very well communicated.
Did you have something?
I felt that she was flying and she just was released like a bird.
Yeah.
I felt the ground underneath you, Gina. I could feel that you were really into the ground.
Mhm.
And I know Sheila just said you were flying, but I felt gravity underneath you.
Yeah, but being grounded allows you to fly.
Yes.
That's absolutely compatible. And I think both those comments were perfectly correct. Someone else?
Thank you.
Okay. Then let's go on to the 6th day of joy, and that's Trisha. It's morning tomorrow in Trisha's world. Trisha is dancing from the other side of the world. You look wonderful.
Is that New Zealand or Australia?
Let Trisha answer.
I'm in Australia now.
Okay.
And it's very hot. So I'm very keeping cool.
Okay, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Oh, sorry. We'll start over when you're ready. Okay, here we go. Trisha, as beautiful as you are, I'm going to ask you to do it again because you can add the flutter to it if you want to, but if you do that, you have to keep the basic movements really slow underneath so that you don't go off into the music. You can have your finger flutter. That's lovely. But the basic movement has to be the Butoh unfolding. And you got way out of that one. It was adorable, though, I've got to tell you. Let's take that from the top. Yeah. I would suggest that you stick with the red lights unless you really want to change the white because those are perfect. Yeah, that worked just beautifully.
I love the red lights, and I'm on
Then
wing.
absolutely keep the red lights. It works wonderfully, and the way look the way you are right now, you're radiant.
Oh, thank you. I'm honouring the youngest dancer I've ever worked with who passed away a couple of years ago, Ivy
Oh.
Mary.
Oh, that's beautiful. This is a beauty. Other feedback, folks.
I love the use of the start with just starting with it's almost like the joy waking up on your breast, and then so I love the flutter movement within the buto, and the fact that you start and finish there, it just kind of encases it, and it really worked for me. It was powerful.
Yeah, filled with heart. It really was.
Yeah, I
So-
thought the same. I loved, yeah, the fluttering heart, the just the nascent joy that's coming, building, and the way, yeah, you started and ended with it was beautiful.
I could really feel the joy also. It seemed like little fireflies just sparkling around you. It was beautiful.
Anyone else?
Uh,
Trisha, I'm so glad you decided to do the dance. It would have been so what sad without it. Yeah, Vicky, beg your pardon.
Yeah, I wanted to have, I like seeing everybody's faces because I don't know you all, so I'm letting you see mine as well. It was absolutely stunning, and I know, Marilyn, your Buto theme here, but the first rendition you did was extraordinary. And then I felt you drop into the essence of the extraordinary and the fluttering. And then I was like with the music with you, and I found myself doing, I had my eyes closed for a second, and I looked up and you were doing the same thing. We're both joy. So I thought it was brilliant.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a beautiful sentiment to express, and yeah, wherever we are. But I just have to say thank you, Marilyn, because for me, the connection, sometimes I feel so isolated in Australia, and just being able to join this and do this with all of you, I cannot express how my gratitude and how much value that has for my heart and my joy. So thank you all.
Sweetie, you are such a joy. I would have been so sad if you hadn't done this. And this was a real gift to the person you were dancing for, wrapped up and shining. It really was. Thank you.
I like the second time you did it. What you added to it that made me feel richer was you added a little plie, a little deepening, and then from there you could come up, and that was brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah, and she stayed in the screen. Yeah, I was holding my breath that she wasn't going to get chopped off doing that, but it fit perfectly and it was lovely. Yeah, I agree. All right, my dear Vicky has the 8th or the 7th and the last day of joy.
Give me a second to
Sure, just wave to me when you're ready, honey.
I promise I'll work on my backdrop a little bit more.
Yeah, we all will. Don't worry about it.
And
We're
then,
just
and tell me what lights you want. I didn't know what color, so I've got one of each.
okay. It's fine. Let's just dance it and we'll get all those things sorted out later.
All right, love.
Ready? Yes. Next, anybody? Speak now.
I actually kind of like the multiple lights. It seems like a bouquet being offered. Yeah, as the lights go down. I don't know how fitting it, I mean, it is for what you intend, but it certainly is pleasing to the eye. And of course, the variation in movement is interesting for me.
Yeah, you'll have the video, Vic, to look at and see whether you want to continue with the multiple colors or.
Okay. Yeah.
Tricia? Wait, honey, you're muted.
Sorry. I really felt a deep sense of grace, and I loved that you were able with your setting to go right down to the floor and then rise up and extend. That capacity for expression was really full of grace and joy. Thank you.
Yeah, I too, I love the change in the levels. I thought was really nice. And I like Jennifer, I really love the multicolored lights because it reminded me of like a carnival. And what's more joyful is a circus. So
Right. Yeah.
Anyone else?
I loved her movements, but I would have liked a little more light when you went down to the floor because I couldn't really see it. So
Okay.
you might want to consider putting a little different lighting in there. But other than that, it was absolutely spectacular. Loved it.
Thank you so much. And so we can like do some other lighting if we'd like on the floor, different spots. I can experiment with that.
Yep, this is just step one. Someone else? Okay, we'll move on to love, the last one. Could I have Elizabeth? Elizabeth has the second day of love. Okay, here we go. Reaction, please.
I loved it, Elizabeth. I thought you were maybe, saying goodbye to maybe two different lovers and that you were coming home to yourself. That's what I felt. Not at all. But that was lovely. I love the lights and
Elizabeth, you're muted, honey. Unmute so that you can talk.
Self is very, very important, but not enough.
The last time when you did step one in this journey, it was really clear that you had a particular love in mind. This time I'm with her. I felt it was more complex than that.
Hmm.
Take a look at both of them and see what you think. It may be that you're finding something that you even know what it was very dance. It may be that you're finding something in this that you didn't even know was there,
Hmm.
but it was beautiful and it was filled with love.
Thank you very much, but coming, just having myself and God, not enough. When I hear people talk, oh, my husband, my darling, I'm missing something. But I did have one person in mind.
Yeah, I tell you, I think love is love, my dear. I think love is the essence of love is just love, whether it's directed at a spouse or at God or and you are obviously receiving it as well as giving it. You can't possibly be as radiant as you are without that.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
But not a mother and I'm not a partner at this time. So what,
But sweetie, that's not the only possibility of love. You are pouring out love here. Yeah, don't because your dance shows something very different. Yeah, I understand that and I've been there, but don't feel impoverished because you really aren't. Look at your dance and you'll see. Huh?
Okay.
Someone else? Very powerful, Elizabeth.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. All right, Barbara. The fifth day of love. Let me try to get the music up. Okay, Elizabeth, can you turn your screen off?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Oops.
Ready? Here we go. I'd like to explain something. Barbara's in a different location than she will be in next week. And what she did was take a photograph of the screen she's going to be using from here on and use it as your background. That's why you got a little bit of flicker effect. But the screen is beautiful, Barbara. Reaction, please.
It was so tender.
I'm glad that you explained the screen thing because that was going to be one of my comments, but I love the lighting effect. I love the fact that it started underneath by your heart and then it just spread over as you did your movements and ended in the middle again. But the color, which I guess represented the love, you know what I mean, spread all over all over you and beyond. And I thought it was really effective with the movement.
Thank you.
I thought, oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Tricia, please.
Thank you, Barbara. I just felt a beautiful sense of gentleness and grace embodied in your dance. Thank you. And love within there.
Yeah, thank you.
Everybody turn on and continue your comments if you like. We're at the end and you may as well all see one another.
Barbara,
I felt, oh, sorry.
sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, I just felt such a, let me say this, I still felt such a, like a mixture of such, and it was so strong, of melancholy and sadness, but at the same time, there was this love, deep love, and, they can certainly, they do often, exist at the same time. So thank you. It was really beautiful, Barbara.
Thank you. I think my music's a little melancholy also.
Absolutely.
It might be shading, and so I do feel sort of melancholy, it's true. It might be when I have the screen for real, I could stand up. Right now I did the whole thing sitting down, so I might get a little bit more. It'll probably change some, but I try to just come from my heart, yeah. So
You did.
I think you know that Barbara's mother died recently and that they were very close and she's dancing for her, which is why you're getting the love and the sorrow together.
Mhm.
And yet there are so many situations in which love is accompanied by sorrow, but love wins. And I think love totally wins in that dance. It's so tender. Yeah.
I felt like you had some healing at the very end. That last movement that you did was so, not only tender, but yeah, healing.
thank you. Thank you.
Barbara, it's Debbie. I hate that you're in that little tiny box. 'Cause if
I tried to stand up with the screen, then you get like, I
lose you,
disappear.
I know. But I could just see you wanted to expand so much more.
Yeah,
She's
I
so
do.
beautiful, and everything you were doing was so beautiful, but then all of a sudden it would stop and I'm going, oh,
I hope to make that happen.
Right.
good. Because I could just see you want to so badly. It's like, oh no, I'm done. I can't. But it really was beautiful. It was beautiful. But I just could feel that you wanted to do so much more with the lengthening and the extending, and beautiful.
Thank you.
What I'd like to do for the last couple of minutes here is remind you, this is the first week. It's meant to be exploration. Take a look at the videos and see what you liked, what you want to change, where you would like to go next. But what I would like you to do is take a careful look at your lighting. I think some of you could benefit by darkening your outer environment a little bit. Not all of you, but some of you. See if you feel that. It's your decision in the end. But for some of you, it was your body and your movements were so vivid that I almost didn't want to see anything else. Again, you see what you feel. Please don't cut your hair or do anything radical starting next week, because I'm going to keep the recordings going, which I stopped.